Well, a high consequences advertising debate to tell you about tonight. For the first time, pro-life groups will now be able to place ads on Google as long as they are, quote, factual. The internet search giant originally did not allow ads of websites that contain, quote, abortion and religion-related content. But after a British Christian group filed suit claiming religious discrimination, Google agreed that they would revise some of their policies. Does a company have a right to decide which ads it will air and which ads it will not air? Joining me now is criminal defense attorney and Fox News legal analyst Mercedes Colwin. Sure, they have a right to decide whatever ads they want to air, right?
Exactly. I mean, that's what was so unusual about this case. I mean, you look at this and say, wait a minute, this is a privately held company.
Right.
Publicly held, obviously, but it's a private company nonetheless. What are these restrictions on them? They don't get any public funding. That's usually when you see these cases arise. Where is there a public issue at hand? No, this is a private company. They don't have, like, let's say the media has an interest in, say, making sure that there's newsworthy issues, making sure that we're informing the public. We're the watchdogs of America. None of that with Google.
So why do you think they succumb to this pressure?
I really think it's public relations. They thought to themselves, you know, this could be a publicity nightmare for us. If we take this hard stand, they've already gone public. It's already becoming a media issue. It's a worldwide issue because obviously it originated in Europe.
Right.
It's a UK organization that brought the claim. They thought to themselves, it's just not worth the fight. It's going to cost us millions in legal fees. Let's just buckle down. We'll revise it. Now we'll say it's factual. So you have to be factual.
That in and of itself is tricky territory when you're, talking about these issues. Let's take a look at what Google spokesman Ben Novick had to say. He told ABC News, quote, the ads can refer to government legislation and existing law and the alternatives to abortion, but they cannot link to websites which show graphic images that aim to shock people into changing their minds. So, that's how they're sort of setting some parameters.
Yeah, and it's interesting because this is a settlement. So now what you're going to see is like, you know what? Factual. What does this issue really mean? It's all very convoluted, and now it shows discretion by the company. They're sort of painting themselves. Google is painting themselves into a corner here, saying, we're going to concede, we're going to allow you in, but we're going to have editorial editing of all
so now they're taking on a whole other level of what they're going to have to, parameters that they're going to have to give others, and if they deny an ad from someone else, aren't they going to say, well, there's already a precedent?
And that's exactly right, Martha. That's what's really problematic about this. Google really didn't think ahead about this is a watershed moment. You could have stopped and say, no, these are our rules and policies. We're a private entity. You can't tell us what we can and cannot have on. But now that you've stepped this, I've given you a yard, you're going to have an entire 3 yards yardstick and whatnot.
Very interesting.
So it's going to be a problem for them long term.
All right. Mercedes, thank you very much.
My
Mercedes
pleasure.
Colwin joining us.